Hello students. In our yesterday's video, we have discussed about the various introductory terms of our chapter Industrial Hazards and Plant Safety. Okay, so we have discussed about what types of industrial hazards we have to face in the industries, like mechanical hazards, biological hazards, fire hazards, chemical hazards, electrical hazards, okay, dust explosions. These all were the types of hazards which we have to face in our industrial life, okay. And what are the various kinds of preventive measurements we have to take in the industries to prevent all those kinds of hazards which do exist in the industries, okay. So we have completed up till the introductory part of the fire and explosion hazards, that what are the various causes of fire hazards, means the construction should be like that, building construction, the fire alarm equipment must be there, the fire extinguishers must be there, and how can we control the fire and explosion also. So these were the some preventive measurements for that. So what are the various preventive measures, like it should not exceed the maximum occupancy within the any part of the building, proper fire exits must be there with the proper exit signage also, and the flammable material should be prohibited in the certain areas of the facility also. Smoking is prohibited in the industrial premises. The employee should not wear the nylon clothes at the workplaces, okay. So these all were the small preventive measurements, and let us see about what are the types of fires. There are certain various types of fires. Yesterday I have discussed with you type A fire, type B fire, okay. And so you can see here that there are various 6 type of fires is there: type A, type B, type C, type D, type E, and type F, okay. So what are these classes of fires and how can we explain it? Class A fire means it consists of the fire which is getting generated through the wood, paper, fabric, plastic and moist kind of trashes. These all are class A fire, okay. Class B fire consists of due to the flammable liquids, for example gasoline, okay. Fire is generating due to the presence of the flammable liquids. Class C, burning gases like natural gas. Class D, combustible metals such as magnesium, potassium, titanium and zirconium. These all are combustible metals, okay, exceptive of the metals that burn in contact with the air or water, okay. For example sodium. Sodium is a metal. When the sodium is getting in contact with the air or water, it starts burning, okay. You have seen in your labs also. Class E fires, it involves the potentially energized electrical equipment, means fire due to the some mechanical issue in any electrical equipment, okay. And class F fire, it is due to the unsaturated cooking oils in well insulated cooking appliances that is being located in the commercial kitchens, okay. So industries might having the kitchens also, canteens is being present over there. So the fire which is being originating due to the presence of cooking oil in the cooking appliances, okay. So that kind of fire is being classified as class F fire, okay. So these all were the types of fires which we have been studied just now. And what are the various safety measurements for that all classes of fires? So type A fire, when the class A fire is there, water filled extinguisher must be used, okay. Class A fire should be prevented by water filled extinguisher or water fog extinguisher, okay. Class B fire, foam extinguisher must be there. That what foam contains about 2 to 6% of liquid foam, okay. That is foam concentrate. Foam concentrate is what? Your fluoroprotein that is being present in the water and which is mixed with air or nitrogen gas and when the foam is discharged from the delivery tube, it forms a continuous blanket on the fire, and therefore the flammable liquid is separated from the air supply. Okay, foam also has cooling and de-atmosphere action, thus the fire is put off. Now, class C type of fires, it should be prevented by carbon dioxide extinguisher. It is used for fire suppression when the material react violently with the water. Okay, many common material do not burn when the oxygen content is less than 16% in the air, or the air is diluted with the carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide extinguisher must be there when there is class C type of fire is present. Okay, and then dry chemical extinguishers are also there. It consists of sodium bicarbonate in dry form in one cylinder, and another cylinder consists of a liquid carbon dioxide as a expellent gas. Okay, some sprinkler kind of system is also there. What is a sprinkler kind of system? It is a automatic sprinkler system, that is a device for discharging water automatically on a fire. It will either extinguish the fire or hold it in the check. Okay, so there must be you will get some time to prevent it, and hence independent sprinkler system with underground fire means for supplying water should be installed. So when the heat from the fire reaches the point where soft soldered compound melts, and heat automatically sprinkles water. Okay, there are some hydrants are there with at least two streams are usually located for each building, and without the use of more than 150 feet of the hose pipe. Okay, so hydrants are placed not closer than that 40 feet to the buildings. So these are well protected and connected directly through a flexible and standard hose. Okay, standard hose means single jacketed cotton rubber line mill yard, like that. The hoses are kept in hose boxes or hose houses at the hydrants. So these all were some extinguisher systems which we have studied and how it is being used. Okay, now next kind of hazard is electrical hazards. So what is the electrical hazard? The commonest example is shock. Commonest example of electrical hazard is shock. What happens in this? It occurs when the electric current passes through the human body. Okay, so this is possible when human is in contact with a conductor carrying the current and simultaneously in contact with the ground. Then only one can cause shock. Okay, so this is often referred to as short circuit also. In the standard 3-wire system, one wire provides a direct path to the ground and bypasses the load. And in short circuit, what happened? The human body becomes a conductor to the ground, and the quantity and the path of the current determines the level of the damage. Okay, shock may be mild form, and short circuit is a potential electrical hazard. Okay, so what are the various sources or causes of electrical hazards? Like base wire carrying the current. Okay, means you can see here contact with the power lines, an overloaded circuit, improper joints of two wires, improper use of machinery or apparatus, like that. Okay, so the electrical equipment that has not been properly grounded, electrical equipment that remains always on the damp floor, the static and electricity discharge, lightning strikes, electrical equipment without ensuring that power has been shut down. Okay, and electrostatic hazard also involve minor shock, and that shock may result from a single discharge or multiple discharge of the static electricity. Like what happens in that? The briskly rubbing a non-conductive material over a stationary surface, and a kind of explosion of organic and metallic dust, rubbing of the material with the conveyor belt, friction between the flowing liquids and a solid surface. All these types of causes comes under electrostatic hazards. Okay, now what is this static electricity hazard is there, which involve electric arc and spark. Okay, so the electric arc can jump the air gap between the conductors. Okay, and it can ignite combustible gases or dust. So what are the various causes of this static electricity hazard? When the electric wiring is improper, the ground wire may jump to the neutral wire, and the wire should be properly grounded. Okay, and degradation of insulation results in the shock to anyone coming in the contact, and insulation degradation is possible due to a variety of environment is there, like direct sunlight is there, UV light is there, sparks and arcs, repeated exposure to the elevated temperatures. Okay, so these all were the sources of electrical hazards. Okay, normal normal electrical hazard like short circuit type, and then if we have studied about the electrostatic hazard, then we have studied about the static electricity hazard of combustible and explosive materials. So if humans are in contact with all these observed electrical hazards due to the various reasons, then it will always lead to the potential damage to the humans. Okay, so what are the various preventive measures to control the electrical hazards? First, use some kind of extension cords for temporary purpose only. Do not use any equipments or cords that have splices, 3 to 2 prong adapters, overloaded outlets. Okay, an indication of danger sign at every high voltage terminal must be there. Okay, these all are the various preventive measures like that. The capacitors can store current after the power supply has been shut. Capacitors also should be discharged. Okay, and hence the power plug has to be disconnected from the mains after working. It should be properly checked, and then fully trained and authorized personnel must be there to engage in the inspection, repair and replacement during the maintenance work. Okay, so if necessary, protective clothing and safeguard should be followed to all those authorized personnels. All electric fixtures should be securely fitted. Periodically, preventive maintenance must be there, like inspection, repair, and replacements. If anything in the equipment is have to be replaced time to time, so it should be checked properly. Explosion-proof devices must be there, and non-sparking switches are to be fitted in the inflammable liquid storage areas. Okay, just to prevent the explosion. The fuses, circuit breaker must be used for protection against excessive current. Okay, so all the correct types of fuse should be used, and the fuses should be used. It must be of greater capacity. Okay, it should not be employed. So what are the various safety measures we have studied? And it's written over there, like regular checking of all the equipments. All the electrical gadgets should be repaired only by a qualified person. Electrical wires or cords, if facility should never be used until it is repaired. Okay, disconnect all the electrical gadgets when it is not in use. Never touch the equipment with wet hands. Avoid contact with the energized electrical circuits. Place rubber mats in front of the electrical switchboards. Use sand or blanket to control the fire caused due to electrical accidents. Everyone who are working in the industry should be aware of these small basic things, that if any person is catching an electrical shock, then we should use the sand or blanket to control the fire. Okay, which is being generated due to this electrical hazards. Okay, proper cooling arrangement for the heat producing electrical equipment must be present. So these all were the safety measures and preventive measures of electrical hazards. So this is all for today's video. Okay, rest part of our this chapter we will continue in our next video. Thank you.